Changes, turn and face the strange. Changes. Oh, look out, you rock and rollers. Time may change me, but I can't change time. I said that time may change me, but I can't change time. Hope I don't get a strike for that, you know? Oh, boy. Welcome back. It's time for the Golden Age of DC Comics 365 days, where I'm taking this well-loved hardcover coffee table book given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. This has been surfing my coffee table ever since and has been a constant source of comic book shop style conversations, the kind I intend to recreate here today with you, right here, right now, us. This year-long conversation that we've been having about comic books. I'm very grateful for you. I feel very blessed. I'm very happy that we're allowed to give ourselves some time to escape from our problems and just think about some of the good things. There's a lot of outrage in our culture, and hopefully this is just a few minutes in our day to remind ourselves where we came from and why we like this stuff in the first place. Some real escapism. We just don't have to worry about the world's problems. Let's talk about comic books for a few minutes. We use this book for its intended purpose. It's a 365 days book. This is a 2004 Abrams publication by Chip Kidd, Les Daniels, and Geoff Spear. There is a link to the Amazon page in the description where you can get your own copy. It will look great on your coffee table. You can play along at home, and it makes a great gift for a geek. I know. I thought this would make excellent content. This book has had a few lives. It's well loved. It's well read. But using it for its intended purpose. This is a 365 days book. We're going to open up to today's date, December the 30th. We're going to look at some art, comic book art, popular art, sequential art, superhero comic book art of an antediluvian age. We're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about comic books. And we're talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. We've been going on all year long. We have literally done this together. We have talked about comic books every day this year. Tomorrow is the last day of this book. We'll be changing gears and doing something different. Changes. And we turn and face the strange. Changes. And we're going to be basing the show around that book. And this book. We're going to ask the Overstreet's help. Robert M. Overstreet, will you please help us with our comic book collection? And that's what these resources are here for. And but that's a story for another day. Let's worry about today's story today. I hope that you are feeling well. I hope that you are clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. Over and out. Yeah. So let's get to it. Thank you so very much. The Golden Age runs between 1938 and 1955. The Silver Age begins specifically with October of 1956 DC comic Showcase number 4. That Silver Age runs until 1970. And the Bronze Age is known to last between 1970 and 1984. And the Copper Age begins in 1984. And if you've been watching all year long, you've probably noticed I've been fine-tuning those years. And a lot of this is based upon educating myself with the ages that are found in the glossary of the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide. This is the most recent one. This is for 2022-2023, the 52nd edition. The link is in the description to this particular book and this particular book as well. And where you can get your own copies, and you can, play along at home next year as well. And also, maybe, just maybe, reevaluate your collection and tell me in the content section, what did you rebag, reboard, and rebox today, because that's the direction we're going in. We're doing this together. It's I love learning more and more about our beloved hobby. So let's get to it. It is December the 30th. December the 30th. It's correct. All right. This is a very good place to leave it. All right. Because there's one more page for tomorrow. And let's see. I've already looked at it. And it's just it's turn the page. That's what it is. But today, it's a little bit more significant. This is a story by Robert Kneider. Pencils by Carmen Infantino. Inks by Joe Kubert. This is from Showcase number 4, October of 1956. Instinctively shrinking from the falling object, Barry is startled to see... Why, it looks as if they've stopped falling. It can't be hard to catch things that are just hanging in the air, as if their motion is stopped. Shouldn't that be don't go there, Sully. With immeasurable speed, the scientist's hands rocket at the food until... Look at those eyes. Look at that. This is his first moment at realization that you, my friend, Barry Allen, have super speed. And, yeah, let's read the blurb. December the 30th. By all accounts, the golden age of American comic books had ended by 1955. After a controversy about content resulted in the formulation of the Comicbooks Code. Sales plummeted and several publishers closed their doors forever, but by 1956 there are already signs of new life stirring. And this story, which introduced a new modernized version of the Flash, is considered the start of a new silver age for superheroes. Editor Julie Schwartz, you might have heard of him, and writer Robert Kneider conceived of the character who realizes how fast he's going when a plate of spilled food seems to be suspended in midair. Strangely enough, a suspiciously similar scene appeared in the 2002 film about a rival publisher's hero, Spider-Man. Yeah, when Sam Raimi did that. And maybe that was a reference. It could be. I love those Spider-Man movies. But yeah, so this is some pop art with Ben Ray dots. It looks like some of that, avant-garde art that we've talked about in a way. Oh yeah, that's tomorrow. And yeah, so that's great. Let's talk about Showcase number 4 for a moment. The Mystery of the Human Thunderbolt. Indeed. How much? What's its value? Was it a 10 center when it came out? I'd love to know more and more about this. Its cover price was 10 cents. It had 36 pages. It was published in September 10th of 1956. That's cool. That's good to know. And wow, a 9.6 sold in 2009 at $179,250. One sold in 2011 for a 9.0 in the 10-point grading system that we're going to be learning all about. A 9.0 sold for $38,838. And a 2.0 sold for $14,500. There we go. Those are the relative values of this specific comic book. Yeah. And we're going to get into that more and more next year. But Showcase number 4. It's Showcase Volume 1, issue number 4. And Barry Allen. We're going to read this from the wiki. Yes, it's dc.fandom.com/wiki. And that is, it's a reliable source for interesting information. Sometimes I notice that you have to do deeper dives, which is great, because you come across a specific retconned version. Like first appearance would be like in 1990, and you're like, no, we're talking about definitely a Silver Age character. That's its first modern appearance. So, the minutia of fandom and of and the trivia that we that are part and parcel with the love of these stories. They're accumulations of little stories. And his first mission as the Flash, Barry goes after the criminal known as the Turtle Man. Dubbed the world's slowest man, the Turtle Man tries to rob a bank. However, he is ultimately thwarted by the Flash, despite the fact that his super speed often worked against him going after the plotting Turtle Man. Ultimately, the Flash captures his opponent and turns him over to the police. There are 3 tales in this, or 2 of them actually. The Mystery of the Human Thunderbolt, and it features Jay Garrick as a comic book. So everything that's been going on this year that we've been reading right here, the Flash, the original Golden Age Flash, Jay Garrick. These adventures of his all took place in a comic book that Barry Allen read as a kid. So he took the name The Flash to honor this superhero comic book icon of his. And so later on in Flash number 123, Barry vibrates his molecules into a different Earth in a multiverse, and thus inventing multiverse. Barry gets to go to a different Earth that exists at a different vibration, and he gets to team up with Jay Garrick Flash. But you're a comic book where I'm from. Well, I'm real here, kid. So thus the Golden Age becomes Earth 2 in the DC comic books, in DC canon. And from there on out, in the Silver Age, you had great team-ups between the Justice League of America and the Justice Society of America. And you had Old Man Superman fighting alongside of his younger counterpart in the current continuity, explaining away how is that there's a passage of time. It is really cool. I grew up in the 70s. One of my earliest comic books was a Blue Ribbon DC special that had the first appearance of Power Girl and Star Spangled Kid growing up to be Skyman. And it was a 1980 reprint of a mid-1970s book, but I remember getting this with pocket change way back in the day. And I read the heck out of that comic. I'm going to buy Blue Ribbon, DC Blue Ribbon number 3, published in 1980. I need to find that. And we're going to find that. And we're going to value it. And why can't we do that right now? Let's see. Would it be under DC or Blue? Let's see. Damn. All right. It would be DC Blue Ribbon. Awesome. And thank you, Pika. We should be looking this up before the show, not during it, slowing down, DC Comics, DC Heroes, Blue Ribbon Digest. Here we go. Okay, so a 9.2 would go for $20. $20, it's nothing. I mean, so I've just found out that if I can find, hey, if that's a 9.0, that's a near mint copy, and its book value is $20. And this is how we should be buying back issues. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to buying more back issues in all of the conventions that I'm going to. Next year, I'm going to conventions. I'll be going to WickedCon in April here in Boston, and at the Heinz Convention Center. I'll be going to Fan Expo Boston 2003 in August down at the Seaport. I'm also going to be hitting up PAX East for the first time. I got a multi-D pass for that. Just going to show up, have fun. I love conventions. There's also Connecticut in July, Connecticut 20 in Hartford, Connecticut. I should be going to that. I haven't bought my pass yet, but I had such a good time last year. I'm totally doing it again this year. And I could be going to Dragon Con this year in Atlanta. That's pretty, that's, whoo-wee. I have an opportunity to stay with an old friend who lives in Atlanta. So I could, she was like, hey, you can crash here. I'm like, wow. And again, take Atlanta's public transportation system. We have one here in Boston. I love that. I get around on public transportation. I've never owned a car. I've lived in Boston all my life. That's a secret. Yeah. It's why you don't have a wife, Sully. Chicks don't... shut up. Drinker finally chiming in. What do you think? But really, oh boy, yeah. So, we've seen the two books that we're going to be basing the show on next year. They're both in the... there are links to the Amazon page in the description. And we'll be continuing that next year too. You can always find the links to whatever books we're using in the description. I want to say thank you to the books that we've used all year long. Specifically, the 51st edition of the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide. I got this, and I'm just, why didn't I get this earlier? That's all I got to say about this book. It has its valued place, no pun, on my table. And I'll be getting next year's, of course. Let's see here. These two books that I was extolling during the season, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and John Buscema, and Understanding Comics, The Invisible Art by Scott McCloud. Again, you can find, and you will continue to find, these links to these books in the description. Get a used copy. That's... What we did with this book was we gave this old book, a second life. And books are meant to be read. Books are meant to be enjoyed. The horror author Clive Barker made a clever once, saying that, books are like bodies. When they're opened, they're read. What a sicko. But the books live when they're open and being read. And we've had a lot of fun this year with this book in particular, giving us great daily conversation. This has been a joy. Connecting with the live chat and then the commenters has been another real joy. I'm continually blessed and grateful when I can make my own premiere at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. You can pretty much find the crew down there too. I'm very grateful for everyone. I'd be remiss to forget someone's name. So I'm just gonna say, just keep it general from now on. But you know who you are. I'm talking to you right now, probably in the chat, giving thanks for you. And but yeah, we're kind of all set for the next level of the show. I told you we're going to use short boxes instead of long boxes, because long boxes get awful heavy. The older we get, they get heavier. Yeah. So I have the opportunity to so yeah. You go to your local comic book shop. The guy asked me, he was like, hey, want me to pop that up for you? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. So I bought my new comic books and I bought some supplies. I got 100 modern, current-sized Comic Pro lines, right? And I got some boards. They're coated on one side. So if you know, I will find out what side to face that coating. Do you put that onto the... is this the acid-free hullabaloo? See, I'm asking questions. I have questions. I'm going to talk to my other collector friends about this stuff. I'm going to be asking the comics aficionados. I'll be asking the comic book owners. You know, I was talking to... This is my local comic book shop. This is my LCS. And I was talking to them at the... I was talking to them this week at New Release Day and when I got my supplies. And just asking, are these the acid-free boards I should be getting? Because there were like 5-packs for like of acid-free backers that appear to be, rigid plastic. Was I looking at that right? See, I'm just getting my feet back into this, but I'm buying these at my local comic book shop. I'm getting my supplies where it matters. I could be, I just told you, I don't have a car. I never have. I take public transportation everywhere. I'm a big fan of delivery, and especially of Amazon Prime. But I could be getting maybe a price discount. I could be, getting them delivered to my door, not have to worry about carrying them home. But bollocks to that. Yeah, bloody bollocks to that. No, we need to be supporting our local comic book shops. We need to be buying their merch. We need to be going in there and taking chances on a title that you might not have bought before. I bought this. I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. If you know me, I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. I love Jonathan Stewart. This is a continuation of a limited series that happened last year, and so I gave it a chance. All right, and it cost, down here, it's a direct edition, yes, $5.99. It's its first printing, like you can tell because it's from the numbers here on the barcode of what printing it is. And we're gonna get more and more into that, and whatever my feelings and opinion about the book itself, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, it was $5.99. This is does it say one shot on here? I don't think it does say. Does it say one shot? It says 13 plus. Yeah, but I got this. Oh, yeah, and here's the ads in the back. See? Oh, yeah. I love looking at the ads. Basically all house ads, I haven't started watching that Titan show yet. But, yep, the upcoming Shazam. And I don't think there are any ads for the rest of the book. Yeah, there are no ads. Oh, there's one ad. One house ad for an upcoming Flash series that I'm going to be buying as well, which is interesting. Okay, there's another house ad in here too. Because it's a $5.99 magazine, all right? And it's a little thicker, too. This isn't I thought this was going to be a number one. A Green Lantern John Stewart number one. But no, this is by the Indicia itself. John Stewart, The Emerald Knight 1, February 2023. That means it needs to be taken down off its shelf by February 2023. Today it's December the 30th. It was bought this week earlier on New Comic Book Wednesday. This funny book is as fresh as it gets. And you know what? Just let's get to it. I'm going to bag and board a couple of these. Not on camera. It's time to end the show. But thank you so very much for tuning in today. You get a little preview of what we're going to do next year. We're going to just one little box at a time, a couple of issues a day. And we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of next year. I promise. Tune in 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We talk about comic books every single day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. We got regular content around here too, so please hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and ring that bell. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.